Joel is with us. Joel is in Saginaw, Michigan. Hey, Joel, what's up?
Hey, Dave. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
So, work for an agriculture dealer. We have about 160 employees. I think we did about $130 million in revenue last year. A couple of years ago, we started a different division to handle a new product that we were pushing. And I don't know how much you know about the ag industry, but precision agriculture is really coming in. All the GPS guidance stuff. So, and we have a team member that he decided to take that up, and so he's kind of doing a dual role. He was a parts person and helping with sales, installation, and parts for this product line. And they gave him a pretty good deal to get that going. He was getting a percentage of the gross revenue. Not the margin, the actual gross revenue. So he was getting off the top dollar line. And last year his sales skyrocketed. And so that kind of threw up some red flags with our accounting department. And they said, oh, wow, there's a lot of money getting paid out to this guy in his bonuses. And his contract was up, or his agreement was up for the year. And so they said, hey, Joel, would you negotiate a new deal with this guy? And so, and I'm a manager, the parts director for the company, and he was under me in the parts department. So I went to talk to him, and just trying to find a way to communicate our company goals as far as what we're trying to earn revenue wise. And what he was getting paid out of that revenue.
So was the product line losing money because of the bonus structure?
No, we just weren't. I'd say we were probably like breaking even on it in a way. I mean, if you look at the gross numbers, yeah, they looked pretty good. But I think if you looked at the total overall, he was taking home about 60% of the profits. Mm-hmm. So not a lot to go back to the company to pay for advertising and, all the other departments that
of the gross margin. He was taking home 60%, not profit.
Yeah.
The gross margin. And out of that, you had overhead and everything else.
Yeah.
So you were breaking even. Okay.
Yeah.
So who's the dumb butt put this in place?
Well, he no longer works for the company.
Yeah.
So,
well, how old is this kid?
Mid-30s.
Okay.
He's a rock star. I mean, he's going after. He was kind of, like I said, he was doing two things.
So have you already talked to him or not?
I have. Yep.
What did he say?
Well, he said he didn't want to make any less money than he made last year.
Yeah. Who would?
Right. But so we put together a deal where he was going to go to full-time sales, service, installation of this product. Mm-hmm. And the goal is still there. I think he's a rock star. I think he can still make the same amount of money. But I just don't know, like you said, who would want to make less money? Okay. So do we think about this the wrong way? Do we have to continue to make a bad deal, or do we say, you know what?
No. You sit down with him and you say, the guy that put this in place can't add, and he doesn't work here anymore. And so here's the problem. Look at this from a business perspective. Here's what is coming in. Here's what you get paid. Here's the gross margin, and the gross margin's all being eat up by overhead and marketing. And so the company is losing money or not making money on this. You are. They're not going to continue that. It's not logical. It's not corporate America screwing him. They screwed up when they put the bonus plan in place. And what he used to make is irrelevant. He's not going to get paid this commission anymore on this basis because it's stupid.
Right.
Tell him that. It's not because, look, they made a mistake at the home office when they let this go through, man. And you know, and when you look at it, it's logical. You and I looking at it, this is you talking to him, two guys with common sense. We look at this and we're going, who would lose money on purpose on this? Nobody. Or who would break even? Break even's a hobby. It's not a business. So we're not doing this anymore. Now, I'd like to try to figure out something because you're incredible. You're a rock star. And I'd like to figure out something where the company makes a profit and you get to make as much as you used to make. And that's what you started working on. And, you know, but he's got to sell more units because he is going to make less per unit. He has to.
Yep.
Or they're going to get out of the business and he's not going to have a job.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
So, I mean, he can't kill the. He has to look at this not as some employee that says, oh, I want to at least make what I made last year. You know, accounting is screwing me. No, honey, math is screwing you. We're losing money on this, and we're not doing it anymore. You know, I looked up the other day, and we have 2 of our SKUs going out the door that by the time we pay the personalities, their royalty on it, we're losing money on these products. Well, let me just tell you what's going to happen around Ramsey. Either we're changing the pricing or sales are going to stop. I'm not writing checks to send stuff out the door. That's wrong. That's just dumb. So we screwed up, but it's not the personality's fault. It's not even the guy who designed the product's fault. It's our merchandising team that didn't have sense enough to price it high enough to make a dadgum profit on it. And that's exactly what's going on here. Now, can you raise the prices on this, or is it are there competitors holding you to the pricing?
Yeah, competitors are holding us to the pricing. We looked at some other areas. I mean, yeah, we can work with the vendors to see if we can get lower, you know, pricing on the purchase price.
Yeah.
So we can make more margin
there. Get your
there.
cost of goods sold down. Yeah. But
and then we can raise our labor price on the installation, and we can make more on that. So there's.
But here's the thing: you're asking this 32-year-old to be mature enough to look at the whole situation and realize they're not making a profit.
Yeah.
If it's just home office trying to screw him so they can make a little more money, I'd have a different reaction. But that's not what you're explaining to me. What you're explaining to me is they are breaking even or losing money after you account for overhead and marketing, which is reasonable to change that. It was a bad deal from day one. And so, honey, you know, you get to be mature and look at this through the eyes of a business owner instead of a little boy who wants to make more money. You know, and so how are we going to work on this? Okay, well, you're going to make less per unit. How can I help you sell more units? And how can we? And I'll work with you to try to get the cost of goods sold down so there's more margin in it, and maybe we can get you a little better commission rate than they're offering you if we do that. But the old rate, the old deal is gone because it was a bad deal. It didn't work. You're the only one that won. You know, and if he can't grasp that and bugs out the door, then the idiot that put this together that's no longer working there cost you a good employee. A decent employee. A good employee will be able to actually understand the logic of what we're doing and go, we can't keep doing this.
Yeah. Is there, and this is probably too general a question, but is there a general rule to putting together a compensation plan or
make
like
it
how much money?
Yeah, make it where the thing makes a profit after the compensation plan. Yeah, understand your gross margins and your nets when you're doing this, and the salesman doesn't make more than the company when you're done. I mean, I want the salesman to make a lot of money if the company's making a lot of money in the process.
Right,
But, you know, the goal here is not raise, you know, salesmen with fat kids. That's not the idea. You know, we're trying to, everybody have a good time. Everybody make some money. You know, that's what we're trying to do. You know, if one guy's getting skinny kids out of it and one's not, that's not working. So this has to be a win all the way around. The customer wins, the company wins, the salesman wins, everybody prospers. That's what we want. That's a compensation plan that everybody likes. But man, I tell you what, we spent a lot of time around Ramsey looking at comp plans, trying to not get stuff on our shoe like your guy did here. That's horrible. It's horrible for you to have to sit there and look at this guy who's a great guy and tell him we're cutting his pay, if we don't up the number of units because we're cutting the commission because it doesn't work. That's awful to have to explain. But again, if he's mature, he's going to look at it and go, this is not sustainable. They're not going to keep doing this losing money.